Hello, and this is Matt from Midnight Podcast, and today we are playing the Yawhg. I've played this game a ton. I've actually done a live stream with Yessik Ziiiq and J Smith OTI on it. Oh, and Vapid Games. How could I forget Solid Snake? So it's kind of like a board game, sort of, and you create your own adventure. The Yawhg will be here in 6 weeks, and no one expects it. Not a one of us. We just keep on living our lives week by week, unaware. So I chose all 4 characters because I like playing as all 4 characters. So each of them is going to specialize in a certain thing. So I'm going to have this lady specialize in, I suppose, charm. I think if you drink a ton, then they are good with charm. You spend the week getting wasted. You gain 2 charm and 1 physique. One day a fortune teller sets up at one of the tavern's tables. She offers to read anybody's fortune for a small sum. I can either do yes please, and that will subtract 1 wealth, or no thanks, but I don't have any wealth, so I have to say no thanks. The rest of the day you watch the fortune teller from afar as she showers each of her customers with promises of wealth and love. You feel like skipping out was a good choice. You gain 1 mind. Alright, whose turn is it now? Alright, it's this dude's. Alright, he looks like a big, strong man. He's gonna fight in the arena. You spend the week fighting brutes in the arena. You gain 2 physique and 1 finesse. While wandering around the halls between matches, you spot your former lover, Kelly. An awkward exchange happens in which you want to know how they're doing without seeming to care too much. After a few minutes, Gene, or John, however you want to pronounce it, one of the most popular fighters in the arena, butts into the conversation. Hey Kelly, sorry to interrupt, but we've got to leave right away if you want to make it to your mother's in time. You say an awkward goodbye as they walk off holding hands. How do you feel? I don't really care, so I guess I feel happy for Kelly, because I'm not jealous. You feel it's good that both of you have moved on. This encounter, despite its awkwardness, was refreshing. You gain 1 charm. Okay, he doesn't really need charm. Alright, this lady, she can work on magic, I suppose. You spend the week experimenting with different potion brews. You gain 2 magic and 1 mind. One day you hear one of the alchemists shout, "Eureka!" When you look over to see what he's done, you spot a small, previously dead ferret come to life. "I figured out the antidote to death," the alchemist exclaims. The undead ferret lets out a horrific noise and lumbers about slowly. I don't know if I want to destroy it, or I don't know. I'll just praise the alchemist's accomplishment. "That's amazing," you say, slightly discomforted by the ferret's presence. You didn't hurt the alchemist's feelings. You gain 1 charm. Alright, and this guy, he's gonna hunt in the forest. You spend the week hunting various defenseless critters. You gain 2 finesse and sell the pelts for 1 wealth. One day you come across a group of people in the woods. From the expressions on their faces, they appear to be lost. I guess help them? You confront the group and try to help them find their way back to town. You can't seem to figure out where you are and lead the group around in circles for hours. One of them asks how you managed to find your way home at night. You don't actually know. They say the last time it came, the Yawhg devoured houses whole, stole lives, tore families and family members apart. But that was so very long ago. As you can see, every single week, after each person has a turn, it has one of those screens that just happened, and it gives a little bit more to what the Yawhg is, or what happened when the Yawhg last came. So she's gonna drink some more, spend the entire week getting wasted, 2 charm, 1 physique. One day while in the tavern, a heated argument erupts between 2 patrons. Soon enough, fists are flying and everybody seems to be joining in on the violence. I'm gonna try to break up the fight. You jump on top of the table and yell a plea to the patrons to stop all the violence. Before you know it, everybody is calmed down and chatting to one another like nothing ever happened. Thanks for that, says the bartender while slipping you a small sack of coins. That was a grammatical error, I think. You gain 1 wealth. This guy's still gonna fight in the arena. So he spends the week fighting brutes, 2 physique, 1 finesse. During a match, another warrior's weapon is knocked from their grasp. You barely manage to avoid it. With a sickening crunch, it destroys the knee of a nearby bystander. He accuses you of causing him harm by not stopping the flying weapon. He takes you to court. I'll defend myself. You object, but you can't seem to convince the judge. He rules in the plaintiff's favor and orders you to perform community service. You gain 1 physique and 1 finesse. I don't have a problem with that, actually. She's gonna brew another potion. You spend the week experimenting with different potion brews. You gain 2 magic and 1 mind. One day you hear cries for help coming from the next room. Running over to investigate, you see that the alchemists there have accidentally created an ooze monster. How do you dispatch the ooze? I will blast it with magic. You You pulverize the ooze into a puddle with an array of magical spells. The alchemists all cheer. I gain 1 charm. Alright, this guy's gonna hunt in the forest some more, because he's the male version of Katniss. Spend the week hunting defenseless critters, 2 finesse, 1 wealth. One day you stumble upon a tall, nicely trimmed hedge in the middle of the woods. You sit and eat your lunch in front of the hedge, wondering what exactly it's doing out in the woods. Suddenly, an enormous hand erupts from the foliage. I'm going to dodge it, because I have good finesse. Your reflexes allow you to duck just out of its grasp. You run faster than you ever have in your life. You gain 2 physique. It was on us in a heartbeat, or so the stories go. The earth shook, the air went still. Alright, she's gonna drink some more. Wasted, 2 charm, 1 physique. One day the tavern throws its annual dart tournament. I'm going to spectate. You watch the tournament from the sidelines, analyzing throwing techniques. You gain 1 finesse. Let's see, whose turn is it now? Alright. Compete in a fight again. Fighting brutes, 2 physique, 1 finesse. One day, in between matches, you stumble across one of the higher-ranked fighters ingesting illegal strength potions. Please, sir, don't report me, she cries. I'll even share some of my potion with you if you keep quiet, she adds. I'll take her offer, because I want some strength. Thank you so much for not reporting me, she says while handing you her flask. You take a small swig of her potion and can feel your muscles expand significantly. 2 physique. She's gonna build, or make some potions again. 2 magic, 1 mind. One day, while in the tower, one of the alchemists asks you to watch his potion while he's out. Soon after he leaves, the potion begins bubbling out of control. If you don't do something soon, it'll explode. I think I'm gonna throw it out the window, honestly. You toss the potion out the window and watch its contents empty into the town's water supply. Quick thinking! You gain 1 mind. You take off early for the day, hoping nobody finds out. He'll stay in the forest and hunt some more. You spend the week hunting various defenseless critters. You gain 2 finesse, 1 wealth. One day while out in the woods, you spot a 6-legged deer drinking out of a river glowing a fluorescent pink. This sight fills you with wonder and amazement. You gain 1 mind. As it drinks, you can see another pair of legs growing out of its back. And then the world was a howling fury, chaos, screaming. The sound of all we know being pulled in half. Alright, so this lady's gonna drink again. Spend the entire week getting wasted. You gain 2 charm and 1 physique. One day a bard pulls out his lute in the bar and starts playing a tune. Unfortunately, his singing is horrible and is ruining the tavern's atmosphere. You decided to do something about it. I'll convince him to leave. You approach the bard and let him know that the tavern down the road is well known for its big tippers. He thanks you for the heads up, packs up his things, and goes on his way. You helped out the patrons. You gain 1 charm. This guy will continue to fight. 2 physique, 1 finesse. While wandering the halls, one of the arena's fighters approaches you. Excuse me, sir, I need a sparring partner, he says. Are you down for a fight or 2? I'll accept his challenge. Let's do this, he screams. He takes a swing at your head. You punch his fist as it comes towards you. You can hear the bones in the fighter's hand crack. He runs away whimpering. That was pretty cool. You gain 1 charm. How does that gain charm? Okay, whatever. You can brew some more potions. 2 magic, 1 mind. One day an artificer stops by for a visit. She is adorned with magical gadgets and gizmos and is followed everywhere by her clockwork spider. The alchemists of the tower all go out of their way to impress the artificer, offering her an array of potions and elixirs. As she's leaving, she adorns the most charming of the alchemists with a special trinket. I didn't get anything. That's because she's not charming. Let's go hunting again. 2 finesse, 1 wealth. One day you stumble upon a dryad picking flowers in a field. Upon noticing you, she runs up to you excitedly. Excuse me, sir, would you care to dance? She asks. I've been wanting to dance for so long, but nobody else has been around to dance with. She sighs. I'd love to dance. She giggles and takes you by the hand. She starts humming out a song, and the 2 of you dance together in the middle of the forest. The 2 of you have perfect chemistry. All of your movements are perfectly in sync. You dance with her well into the night. Afterwards, she thanks you for the lovely evening with a kiss on the cheek. You feel energy radiate through your body. You gain 3 charm. When it arrives this time, how will we fare? Will we once more rebuild, move on, be strong, or have we forgotten? Okay, so she'll go drinking again. You spend the entire week getting wasted, 2 charm, 1 physique. One day an impromptu drinking contest is held. I suppose I can enter it. You down pint after pint, drinking as if your life depended on it. After your drinking frenzy, you take a quick look and notice you're the only one conscious. You clumsily take the cash prize and make your way home. You earned 2 wealth. So he's fighting again. 2 physique, 1 finesse. One night on your way home, you spot a rusty dagger on the ground. I will try to pick it up. it dissolves into black smoke. Dang it. Within seconds, the blade is gone. Alright. So this lady's gonna make some more potions. 2 magic, 1 mind. One day all the alchemists decide to take a break from work and instead throw a cantrip party. One alchemist waves his hands and produces confetti in front of him. Human confetti. I'm just kidding. Another spawns a seemingly endless number of doves from his sleeves. Then all the alchemists turn to see what you can come up with. I'm gonna do a complex trick, because I know she can handle it. With a snap of your fingers, you bring a chair to life. You sit atop of it and ride it around the room. Everybody else is quite impressed. Have I ever mentioned I actually ride a moving chair around my room while I record? No, that's a lie. But she gained 2 charm for it. Does that make me charming? I'm gonna go hunting. 2 finesse, 1 wealth. One day while out in the woods, a 12-legged deer with glowing pink fur charges at you. What do you do? I'm gonna run. You make a run for it. You easily outpace the deer, weaving through all of the tress, even though it's supposed to say trees, in the forest. What a workout. You gain 2 physique. The Yawhg, it's almost here. Almost. She'll stay at the tavern, drink some more. The world's ending, why not? 2 charm, 1 physique. Nothing out of the ordinary happens to her this week. This guy is gonna compete in a fight again. 2 physique, 1 finesse. Nothing out of the ordinary happens to him this week. She'll clean the lab. You're paid 1 wealth and 1 physique and 1 magic. Nothing out of the ordinary happens to you this week. Is nothing out of the ordinary happening this week? This guy's gonna hunt again. You spend the week hunting various defenseless critters. 2 finesse, 1 wealth. One day you hear a howl nearby, followed by the rustling of leaves. I'm going to run for it. You drop what you were doing and run for your life. You hear heavy footsteps behind you, but they don't seem to be able to keep up. You get away safely. You gain 1 physique. The Yawhg. It's almost here. Almost. You volunteer to weave and mend clothes for the survivors to keep you warm. It's not supposed to automatically pick for me. I thought that was fixed in a recent patch, but I guess not. You manage to make a pair of socks for every survivor. It's not much, but enough to help a small amount. Let's see. So this is green. They have physique. They're going to be a builder. You take it upon yourself to help rebuild the town by hand. You rebuild homes at breakneck speeds, impressing the rest of the survivors. This helps the rebuilding effort significantly. Who's next? Magic. So that's going to be a conjurer. You take it upon yourself to help conjure up supplies for the town. With your magic, you summon supplies of the highest caliber. With little effort, you're summoning high-quality lumber and food from out of nowhere. This helps the rebuilding effort significantly. And then last we have our guy that would have been our tailor, but now he's not. That's a shame, because that other person could have been the leader. Alright, I guess this person will be... Let's see, what else is he good at? Physique. Builder's already taken. I really don't know. I'm just gonna do the town drunk. You scavenge together as much alcohol as you can and drink excessively. You gain 2 physique and 1 charm. And so, we set about our tasks, once more living our lives, this time in a way we might never have expected or even wanted. But in the end, it was a struggle, but a struggle we never abandoned. Though our home had been stripped apart, we did not let it languish. And whether we succeed or fail, we did our best. Who knows if the Yawhg will visit us again? Who knows if we will ever be, can ever be, ready for it? Alright, that was the medium ending. It's just kind of like, yeah, we survived. But then there's 2 other endings that I'm sure you can guess. If this was like we survived, then you can probably guess what the other 2 are. The Yawhg traumatized you deeply. Despite everything starting to be okay now, something in you snapped. Maybe it was witnessing a baby floating face down in the water. Maybe it was when you found a man skewered on a fence, still squirming slightly, his eyes an empty void. Perhaps it was when you saw a group of kids that were trapped in the school had resorted to eating their rotting teacher's corpse. Whatever it was, you can't help but drink. You drink so much you're not entirely sure what is real and what's an illusion. One day you look into a mirror and your eyes are empty, hollow. So that's the ending to her story, and now we have the fighter. While the town is being rebuilt, you decide to become a full-time arena warrior. You slowly rise the rank, knocking out scores of fighters, even ones as great as Jean or John the Beautiful, which is the guy that dated Kelly. Before long, you become the arena champion. You travel across the world, fighting the very best of the best. Tales are sung far and wide of your mighty feats of strength. While the town is being rebuilt, you spend more and more time in the alchemy tower. Your potion brewing abilities quickly become among the best in the world. Your health and mana potions are considered world-class delicacies, with people venturing far and wide to buy them, but you never learn how to brew a love potion. While the town is being rebuilt, you become leader of a hunting party. Wait, why is he becoming leader of a hunting party? He's just drinking. Whatever. You become the town's main supplier of game meat and furs. You become extremely adept at killing defenseless animals. Yeah! One day you spot a glowing blue fox in the woods. Upon seeing you, it cackles and runs off. You pursue it for what feels like hours, but to no avail. Capturing the laughing blue fox becomes an obsession for you. So I think he has been drinking, and it's... The blue fox is really just more alcohol. Whatever. You spend every waking moment thinking of its laugh, even while you sleep. Its cackle feels as if it's burned into your head, or brain. Art and writing by Emily Carroll, programming design and writing by Damian Sommer, and music and sounds by Ryan Roth and Helena Heron. Special thanks to, I'm not going to read all those names. But that was the Yawhg, and I'm going to be interviewing the developers for that on June 1st, I think. So you guys can watch that. I'm also going to have Yessik Ziiiq interviewing them with me, just like I did on the Rias interview. So thank you for watching the Yawhg, and subscribe, like, favorite, and all that. Thank you, and bye.